Sia abo magana de shema munyina mo adwene so bia mi atena se. Yada no no sia kase abo na baba somu. Na anansam a eba no de edi makoche no bi enie. Mampanye na do kwa akufado de atudwa se na transition process a akoso wa bandada no ane abanhofro ya baba tena so ntem no behwe se bebia bekoto ten ya temacho biada ema ho. Kane mampanye Rajon Dramani Mahama Adiato United Nations anamsefo anem sajuma na baya tendia nanso anem sa nyaminti kakra ya wo no wobetumi ade ayadwuma. Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference one president na ka sei wase nei awuruka samu bia akoso na aba mabunu pi ni watiri ma mashase asasa nioma no wodo ni mpefesa ni pabinum na buapa ade andi sia wanyoko ni din ya saade no wase ne kire yada aposifo etumi bemwo sanso ana churchofo panyedema NPP amanyoko ni Justin Frempo Cordial so dia to meya babofo ene no mosemifo anim se awuruka sam no akoso no besere obi ankasa na sanioma no akoso no atoa entumi entwa. And so what my drudgery, Rasha Johnny, you're Frank, I'm not on prayer. What the atom and panyanado and nim says and about to me. So transition process, our question and each year done. And Kawanton chance of a crack was this electoral commission. What then pursue our draw year, no woman natia camuno, Nina Baba to Ja and Saway, and then some would drop in noir. Ye become one and none Mreya Boanoa. Yada Baba some more son, no sia cassia bo. And you makubia Roma. And I want my sini 21st clinic Yasiatica Espeth Rehaba Center. What a 3 capsules attire chimizo and a 5G. Yadamwase express group say and control say. So Basa would to quine wabra woma samua. For Hobadom 1 more and I bow and kaya sequasua. Now de call down a scan in the biom sanya baya. Sompa TV Ubenya Sadenan Caneno na at no Liberty Conference. Nyame adma bosumi so eba so life wo Jubilee Park. Abusu nyuma kwa wa na brepa me baka warmon sempa ade akirao ananu mremedi ene akosiya aje wa kwade boaten afayanche pronasem no yenda na echi. Ghana ya obibi wom sese kobase ya to obanfie na bia na ban sesa ya eba se mampanyi na oteso be freso na yanya apanfofofro kora ya wo mo be hye nuoma afinhia nan fofra edu Ghana ya nimu a ya obibi abrofo ka samo ya kan se transition process eno ya akwa foforo ya aban ya woteso no ene de wo aba foforo no kora no wo mbetena se na waka wonti apam ho ahwese edin ni nyoma bi won ma wo modam bedan ni nyina da ade akọ aban foforo ya wo ba no edimu afa nyoma bi a wo se won mo kira aban foforo ya wo ba no wo mo de ni nyina agu akwan mo se na ba na nyoma nyina ta ebetumi awiemu die na enano da yo Ghana ya kwato sante ne kwato aba December 7th no yenyina ye oman nyina ni musam dada se NPP abayo ote akonya so no enya wo mo na nya ye ya sebra ye ka se NDC wo mo na baba fa aban no atena so na enwa akwakonya sa ne ye kan se transition process no ebitume koso awo mamu na edibi ene ne yoma bia wasa aban we ote akonya so no wo chira aban hofro no nyina da etume koso na another dua yi ana mampanye nado ya wono agina modema NPP aban no wapao ayempanyimfo a wo mo na baba gina mo aya san kyerɛkyerɛ ni nyina de ama ban fofora wo baba tena soyi ni nyina da eho na akawo bi ama Ghana mampanyi na dan kwa kufuado wo de atodwa ewo Jubilee House akyerɛ mo se anayi no a aban foforo baba tena so no wo ba se no ma nyina batumi akɔ wano ade ama no sane yebaya na bibia ma twentwa na kwa mu no wo kyerɛ bi no sɔre fra konwa so a wo ma Ghana ya ba bɔ ne din bɔne kura na sebre yi a wo no te akonwa so se mampanyi no wo ba na famu de bia sane yebaya na nyoma no nyina da ebetumi akɔtɔ te afei kwasa bia da ye wo kyerɛ se andi se amanyoko no ba bisa no wo bayi ya no na wo fra konwa so a bibia da akɔtɔ te de ama banya wo ba tena so no.
The functions of the transition team, as outlined in Section 2 of the Presidential Transition Act, are clear. They include ensuring a proper and seamless handover of executive authority, ensuring the provision of daily national security briefings to the President-elect, and ensuring the due discharge of the financial obligation of the state to Article 71 office holders. To execute these functions effectively, the Act makes provision at the instigation of the transition team for the formation of discretionary committees to address specific aspects of the transition process as it deems fit. It is obvious that the role of this team is not simply administrative. It is deeply patriotic. You're tasked with ensuring that the incoming administration receives all the resources, briefings, and support it needs to begin its work with the single objective of advancing the interests of the Ghanaian people. Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting is a reaffirmation of our shared commitment to the democratic principles that underpin our republic. This commitment is especially critical in the current context of West Africa, where the region faces threats from unconstitutional changes in government and the spread of terrorism and violent extremism. Ghana stands out as a beacon of democracy and stability, showcasing the strength of our institutions and the maturity of our people. It is imperative that we continue to consolidate this hard-earned reputation. By adhering strictly to the provisions of the Transition Act, we send a powerful message to the world that democracy thrives in Ghana, even in challenging times. As we embark on this transition, I urge all members of the team, both from the outgoing administration and the incoming one, to approach this task with a spirit of collaboration, transparency, and mutual respect.
Abusua Ghana mampanye nadan kwa kufuato ni atese wakasa wochose wanoso ba na famu de bia se ne ba na nyoma nyina da bakwatote ade ama ban fofora woba ababatena so na mampanye wi no wamananso wa afabie no woto so ekire mu se woma Ghana di ya yaja ne wiase amansa nyina se ba na kabima men kabia ya bini mu ye ne mu de ya anano da bato ekoto yakura no na wiase amansa nyina wese nkaja sumdia omani ya wono beto apekakra na so bibia tumi kwata de ma he no wabasira se yankoso ankura mu die mu yen wase aban ya wate so na fofora won mo bare nyina no beka wonkyira pam ho na afi wo ma ye neoma ebetumi aboa mo Ghana ya sumdie ho no ya bekoso akurakrom na bibia da emesankan mu.
It's an effective democratic state which respects the will of the people, which respects human rights and the rule of law, and where we are all secure in our daily lives. We've spoken a little bit about the issues that have occurred, the seeming lawlessness that has taken place over the thing, and I expressed my happiness at his intervention yesterday in speaking to the country about what was going on, and the reinforcing of the authority of the state to make sure that these matters are dealt with. So this is the reason why he's here, and I thought we should give you a brief outcome of the visit. It has been a very warm and constructive feeling. The President and I have known each other for nearly 20 years. We met in Parliament in 1997 and have remained good friends ever since.
I was yaman payina do anya tenen kanona afabie no wamananso wa no baba kyerese ayana bi madwan ya wan mo sampi bi ni ndc wo mo manso bi o modane akorafo nanso da bi sane Ghana fo hunu no nya sana tie akora na wo ka ma wiase mansa nyina te sa ye John Dramani Mahama ya baba fa akonya na disuo no wono mampanyina wo fa akonya so no wota na chipa asa kwa wo ba wasa bibie mu honhom fam honam fam ofra no a wo ba je ne so na fe watimi ayi nsam ano ade amano ebie mu nso enai no wakama nsantwofo nyina so atese yentie nanto Ghana fo sade ye John Dramani Mahama abehwe awona konya mu bia no wono mampanyi nadan kwa akufo do wo krado se wo bone punu nko ade a obaje ne so.
I mentioned that His Excellency the President had given me a call to congratulate me, and so I had the opportunity to thank him this morning for being that gracious to give me that call. We had a very cordial meeting. At the time he called, he suggested 11 a.m. this morning to have the preliminary meeting towards setting up the transitional team, and that meeting has just ended. It was very cordial, and I think we were very happy to be together. Mr. President has given me a brief on the security situation, both internal and external, and also a short brief on issues to do with the economy. Of course, the transitional teams will drill down further into these matters, but I am happy at the assurance he's giving us that we're going to work together in the interest of Ghana to ensure a seamless transition. And I believe that even after that transition, it will be necessary for us to continue to keep a channel of communication so that Ghana's democratic credentials are consolidated, and we all work together in the national interest. And so I want to thank him for his time, and to assure him that on our side, we are very happy to work together, and we'll look forward to the successful work of the Joint Transitional Team. I thank you all very much.
Thank you very much. There will be no questions.
I was your Mampani Nadokasari na Yera John Dramani Mahama Nei. Wababa Fakonyana Tanasuano, one so added to Ja, Atrosa, the Mampani Nadwaya and Yamianimni, ne word Judin, one so Jana, were two. Ya Wababa Rasabi Bibiata, ever to me Akokama. Na Yera John Dramani Mahama was also adia to Ja, Achremosa, and a year. Wababa for Magana Konyan, Wababa Tinaso Saman, Penny for Fokraja. And the Cassan and Nancy and another Babas Sano. Wobey do about me be so may a cabin cabinua. Yawano Yabako so cramudi. Bibi Adama Sanka Muana Sum Jay Wano, Ebeko so Atana one mota. Now Sunny was shining one for you now, boss at December Sunda Tosu Dubako. Yea, another dear and a sad transition process no Abashasiano. Nessa Bibi Ada the professor. Nenu man was Yantem. What about where we are pa, not your mouth for Shannon so. Yes, sir, at me I can him.
Congratulate him on superintending over what has been a successful election, and to congratulate the Security Service, the Electoral Commission, and all those who helped to make this election successful. Our country has done it once again, despite the belief of naysayers, and I believe that Ghana will continue to get it right when it matters the most. Today we're here to inaugurate the Joint Transitional Team as required by law, and I wish to congratulate the members who have been selected or nominated to serve on this Joint Transitional Team. There is huge expectation that this transitional team will get its work right so that we have a seamless and smooth transition of power from one democratically elected government to another. Obviously, this is in fulfillment of the Presidential Transition Act, which was signed into law in 2012 by our late president of blessed memory, Professor John Evan Sata Mills.
I was your way, Mampania for Frokra, your Baba Tanakonya Sonya Mia Domua. I think Premier Nonia Dionum, your John Dramani Mahama. Now, another dear United Nations, one resident coordinator, Ora Charles Abani, one also Bana Abaya John Dramani Mahama, Wababa Serrano. Now, I'm not Karama Paniera John Dramani Mahama dia Tuja. Atrasa a corner de Yamianimni, Anya Betas Akra. Now, so an imperfect say you were an imperfect for woman in our Tana Chia. What to me, I call not what in Kunim, and I'm soon tea was ramping forward, Donyana. You're my gun, so I can't be. So be a fun and pebble and Tana cheese and say, economy not a tia proper and some new man shut down quay. Now, so what did you are a shamus so be a Tana chi, now general church in a pa, near Washer Shannon, then sir, ever to me I can.
We can strengthen and even uplift the cooperation and the work that we do together. I don't kid myself that it's going to be an easy task. It's going to be quite tough. And I anticipated that we're going to win. But I didn't anticipate the margin by which we're going to win. And that is an indication, like I said yesterday, that Ghanaians have a very high expectation. And so managing that expectation and trying to work as quickly as possible to meet those expectations is something that our team has to look at. We run on the campaign of resetting. the nation, because we've been in this democratic space since 1992. And the time has come when we must look at some of the issues to do with our governance, our economic management and all that, the fight against corruption and all that, and see how we can lift all that to another level so that we continue to maintain the confidence and faith, especially of our youthful population. A lot of them are losing faith in the whole democratic thing because they think it's not working for them, it's not creating opportunities for them. So those are all things that we need to look at. We're happy we have our first female vice president. She's not only opened the door, but she's going to keep the door open so that others can follow in the footsteps. Happily, this last parliament has passed the affirmative action law.
I was aware you're John Dramani Mahama Ghana man penny for fra, ya sanso and ye bio. Na abra, Electoral Commissioner Bodi, sama penny that I John Dramani Mahama or no Baba Tanakunya so sama Ghana man penny ape. And na Mrantiara Maba one mubinum, Adam Rasha, one man some shall see us one mudia Rukasam, our Magana emu. Yankan kwache crowd quarter chiman, Akuma dan adding grown crowd would run me binumwa. Any pabinum why susu and as a binum crampusu, so one more NDC Mabunu binum. Adam Rasha one man sama quasas and Yoma would drop inua. Ya answer that answani. I don't know can be a Magana Catholic Bishop Conference. President ya wadano most Reverend Matthew Kwasi Jamfi adia tuja atrose. Wano do nim perfect samrante kwana maba wanwa. Wamo ya sa nyoma wo munya NDC fo ye wo binu won ma dwembone de di wo mu kire mu sa tadwe wo mo mpa ma Ghana yie ka wo mo nkona nko man no adane ya butu enti no ayata sa NDC amanyoko na de nkunimu apɛ no ana wo mo bo apade wo mu agimu a wo mo so di sa nyambra sɛm no wo basere o mɛya bambofo sɛ mo mo nkyena sɛ kora wo mo sɛ ba bia mra no da no wo mo de beto sanse ne MPP amanyoko no ana ti akonya so aka akra na wo no afiri so.
And yeah, back to India. A woodifo, a woodcadifo binum, not there, son, you need on your crash the NDC for another NPP for. A woodifo, acron for binum, not that they are back to a wood have any, a nim NDC, nim MPP, nim we say. Sir, we are woodism. Uku we be at the Oko say the idea. Mra Ghana say, we are funny or say a no yet. Oh no, this. Uti o say policy for no be just and e say be an way work party we be and so our party woman or ni party woman. So what? Adie na ayo no. No say policy for be dey hu aso twe say na Ghana mra kire no be dey ma no. Na won ti be ka say wo party we nti ko say bi ade ana nti ko hye ade we ana nti ko guwe. No dey na mara no ye ko ya na say ye de ye bae. Nti me dey fa no be bre ndi ma policy for no. Ana ba ga o so be hwe mra so ma ne eye adwuma no. Ba ye hwe han dodo ya kwadworo kwani bi so. Ba ya de se ba bo ayi no ho bare na mom we na o ye no fa bato no because she dane ana because se bi ejapade ana okokoye bibia ono fa bato no ho abere nti o political party bi nti a okokoye sa abone na wo political party o nti na nya na hwe ana ye timi ya sa se menti he na bi ba na ba de gu ewura mfie se ngo political party nti we japade o ha me be se akọ ana me ba be se no na wo police ni no wo hwe se nkoye a wan hwe o politics we nti o be ka sa ade we nti ya ti se ba chichi bi no de na mo nkia hwe se be be ya ne kase pa ma nipa hu se ye wo mana mbra owo nti ya political party ana wo no dinkunu so what ana ojiri se wa dinkunu ti Ghana man no o ya wo di ana se but ni se safo no be ye political party members be ya kronfo awudifo nti o se mbra ne ni be di se en fa bato no
Wadin Kurimuana non Chirasa, or my Ghana, ya what yaway. I am most Reverend Matthew Kwasi Jamfi and wire president. Ya Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference, Wadano. One and no kwame wo so nkwantabe sana twetwe nkomo was Sompa Sunyane. Ya toa ansam no aso. Ano do ansam twofo hye mudie bi koso won kramantemo anpipia manyoko no. Wan matena yakasia ya won kran. Na twetwofo panye de ma manyoko no Owura Justin Frimpon Cordial. Ana gina simpie so awakasa ya watcho se. Se awurukasam ye ne Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference. Womade o manu atum no. Wabasra pa se ma bambofo antena se afei yenu anuma Christopher Mosramifo obi adanso de won mo ka bie wo mo bia fa ne ho nyim na won mo asasa ne ma no a ekoso a emranche no maba won mo binu mom de o mani abo mo safo hene boapa Epa so mo sese abaya japade nyina no emra betumi ne won madie wo sese ya ntwe aba ne ya fa hwe sa ne yoma no a ekoso no a ebekoso atoato aso afa aba hofra bi betena konyo so a no no so ne mabuna hyase na won mu die ahurukasem enam so nti wo se na yi ahyase no ye wo se dua ne ye betu ne hine nyina ade afiri ho na mom ye hwe ne ya nsorosoro no
open for more appointment on a moma omo de dia nimu ese efo bi se basintali se basintali se debe omo nya ka no omo yesa no ma no na se bi pani bi nsi omachi a omatima isa ade all in attempt say oh your person nya 2 terms in parliament na ye wi asesa constitution no se bi ayi ama obeko 8 years eno tina this for desperate various collection centers omo yesa tutu asem no na ka se be kenya sa wonya majority dada nti do pese oye bia no betima ayi ti dem bent na kanwa omani abrese tinchina o pese munya 2 tests aden oman den ye dunti a NDC for pese omo yesa de ese oman no nti na sa akonya so e catch electoral commission say omunjira pentem commissioners omo ho ba bia NDC for e de patapa no tutu asem akogina o say omo sesa results no they should reverse it and do the right thing. I think for the sake and sanctity of our democracy say be ye kan mam ka bia memon e be konanim Pierre Dampare said the Ghana ewo triso you ever to about offer political parties twice when you share said asunje baba about to him baby or crowd nanteni gina ho no bia from say you should stand down na police for atwo mu afro na ka NDC for nko a no mo intimidating crowd said the man ben the person chechire ye MPP said the basa ade a ye so na mom sa konya ya ye dia mama ye kan say so man yes side ya emboye nyina MPP will not say that yan transi emma ba ya poto ya wini a NDC phone penim say ya wini no omo chinchim yensa ya fasa akonya so as peace councils say bomo na asundwe ewo mo ho no ma ekosunya mahu peace council for monkasa debe na moka yes say Christian community yes say Muslim community leaders omo ho no ma ekosu eye mo fe eye mo de international communities or more no mere person eyamofe eyamode said more central for more can no cre
Oro Justin Fempo Cordial no where church for Panya Dema NPP amanyoko no na wachi no na majority leader yo ma Ghana mra shebe dwafie ye Alexander afanyoma ken wono so na no to mu bi esre se ye John Dramani Mahama ya sebrei nyame ya domo afofra ye babasim wo no wababa ya Ghana man panyin obasere pa de akwaso woni mpefe se na ne ehunu na sonso wate ne mafo nso wo ground so a omunyina man information nam so ntini wo hwe se wode ose be yoyo obekasa kire na chitafo no na se awuru kasem no ekwaso no wo mu atwaso
asodiafo wo pe asodiafo no military at the collation center no military at the police station now it is clear that they rehearse their plans. No one will know into what soldier for there, soldier for Bogana for Omba. Into the work at the no soldier. Because no one is a warrior. When you know of a police, they can take advantage of the police. So it's not obvious. And Ghana full name same things and this was one military during the election. And then of course the military had to stay back. All elections are here in Ghana. Military, police work together. They were at the polling centers and at collation centers where in Bolivia near Tumde Oba collation center. On this occasion, because the police and some areas in prison officers and immigration officers, they were helpless because the NDC had rehearsed what it wanted to do, not to even accept the result, and they thought that they were going to lose the elections. Now that they've won, they want to still unleash the mayhem on innocent Ghanaians. And it is the responsibility of the president-elect. I repeat, he has soiled his hands with the blood of innocent Ghanaians. And it is not enough to tell his people that what they are doing is illegal or criminal. He ordered them. They take decisions at their party headquarters. He is the leader of their party and he knows about it. So, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the General Secretary Fifi Kwete, the National Chairman Mr. Sebun Katia, these four men, these four gentlemen of this country should know that they are responsible for all the actions of their foot soldiers. All of us are being threatened, all of us are receiving calls, and they know why they are doing that, including members of parliament who are leading these young men and inspiring them. But I have one message for NDC. I'm not a prophet. I'm not a seer. I am an ordinary Ghanaian with my naked eyes. I tell them this. Tomorrow, these young men that you are arming to attack MPP will turn on you. Sure. NDC should take this from me. Today, I'm not being prophetical. I'm not a seer. But I can assure you, the NDC leaders, that these young men that you are unleashing on MPP, I give you maximum 1 year. They will turn on you. The guns you have bought for them, the machetes, they will chase you with the same machetes. Because you will not be able to satisfy them. If you ask them to go and kill, for you to go to parliament, if you ask them to inflict machete wounds on an innocent person, bear in mind that you are going to pay and pay and pay. You can't finish paying them.
Ora Alexander Fanyoma Kanono where majority leader my Ghana Mrasha Fiona Tese Wakasa. Watch on Sour Reforms and wash what your pa. Until NDC Amanyoko no paying for Binmoa. I want myself fair dear one my banaba. Enti wamba suma mrante kwa na maba wabinum ama wonma de urukasa wan pipi so no monka hu semre beba masafo no a asa dane ababa hwemo wei eye Alexander Afanyo Markin yato ansam no so na nsa wo madoje mrahye bejani ayo Frank anodom pra no de to dwai wose ye wom sa ban sesan atumi abade na so ye wom peso awodo pinu a wono mu a Woman Marshall Johnny Crown, woman young way sans a word yano, at a Trebawi Electoral Commission, want to me and far and to ja. Now, so never want some panina do and a canaman pani. Yera John Drama in Mahama, what in Kunimu fear about to mono. One must shall see one more years, share Sadia Bana Bansa, able to me about one crat house soon be BMU. And when I was a transition process, no. Mampanina shall see and a canaman panino. Wabasrapa, and a yata, Sankobatiana, quantum chance of cra. Kwose sempeso awodo no Electoral Commission baba bobo me ehunu mrahye badwani a wokọ wono no nkana ne kyen yanka mampanyini twentwan so a anka wono de na dwene mu anka babo yi pa.
For a show of responsibility and their quick response to our call, the CDS who have brought enough military men to offer us protection, we are very grateful. We want to make a further call to the CDS and the IGP. As the law mandates, it is one of their core responsibility to ensure that lives and properties are protected. From today, the EC has spoken, and the message of the EC is that they need a security platform to be able to declare the results. The narrative from the EC is that we need a security platform to pronounce on the results and to declare the due winners of various constituencies, i.e. in Sawama Dreji, Akwetia, Suhum, and then, of course, Fantia Kwanov. Let me appeal to the outgoing president, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. We know he has set in motion a transition process. As a matter of course, we want to appeal to the president. And mind you, he's still the president. He who comes to equity must come with clean hands. So the transition process should be halted. His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo should halt the transition process. And John Dramani Mahama, president-elect, must show same equity, must speak to his people, and we must ensure that all the other outstanding seats are declared duly by the EC before the transition process goes on.
I was your way, Marshall Johnny, or once, how my drudge about one person, so you're Frank, and no don't pray. Na Canapa, Paya, no Dunkerton, dear Sodema and PP, I was Union East. About one person, so I hear a Maxwell Mahama. One also the two jar at Shremusa, one way almost Mujano. One way a pan or marsh, I say, what can say. And this Yamanokone at the top for being where Yawomo, say woman at Dim Kunimoma buying up until the Umpabiano Baya, Wombasasa Baja Padiano. Ma one more a woman musokra, say Womba Dincho, our Bafrobia Mubium. Was sending Yanano a year near my droya, Equaswo, say one more says, a Baja Padiano. Was a son of money in Accra and nay modern Ghana no care chum. Sababi any beer sub Yoko drew, no ma yetumi ate abato ase yede ke ma menka be yi adwuma na so maburu pi no ho no mo a wo mo nya madwene kura se wo mo sesa wo madwene na kamfan se wo mo nim die wo ke ma menka bi mu no atumi anyina konkan no wo sesa no ma no nyina no yade a e wo se yetwe aba no yade hye no enam so nti wo kasa no wo ka ama andi si amanyoko no mpanyimfo no aso ate so wo besere pa ena ne kire yada wo mo kasa bi a wo no nka mo machitafo no nyina so nte se de ekoso no enya de a eye papa
masoa metro mas ewo motintin so ko ni do mawa emrantie bi akwako bra bo awra ho se omo yem NDC maburu omo pam adwumefo mo ho nyina na cars na ewo ho no so mu tu akohi so mu tu akohi mino e ka sei asojafo ewo residency sisi ya me no wo ka sei ko pam regional minister o reward efa wo fele sei junebo o gane but say MC so yakwa attack no asase attack MPP key members bia feature enye papa nya mu ma yakos ahodo afre NDC mpeni for won so asere mbo and push for akasa mesra push for enye we say bibi say tina yeto aba edema NDC amamodie abato ya adwentere sele yeto aba edi tumi ahye NDC for nsa ni nyi say ye ni papa mo say be ko amanfo afie adwuma ye ku a ewo sunyane ni ade na mu sanya bram sem no koso mu kwa no enye NDC for na yesa di boni fo bi na de omu aji mi di mesre dem asumdwe emra sunyane chinane ni patamo
awosho wa kana panyipa yo dankita odi so de ma NPP amanyoko no Sunyan East abato mpaso so owra Maxwell Mahama yotwa ansam no aso na anka no nanka o ma yenim ne se ko basa ban bia batena konya so na se wo free so na napamfo awodo ni minister se and deputy special assistant ne won mom keka ka ho no aban hyan awodo no ne omo de don komito so me bin motototo na wo mo de akofia kwakwa ye won ma de a na afi we de no sakraye abam kakra anan wada wo 2020 ni mo mampanyi na do edin ka de krata ye dikan apie dwaye na wo hyase abaya djubefo ya won wo mamu ye ministers deputy ministers regional ministers ne ade a wo ya pamfo a wo mo som Ghana abaya no si abaya no anamu e wo mpeso awodo so no wo bia hwe na aban hyan wo fira konya so a wo anfa nko na asasem no ka ne anim se agya asa agoro asasem pa enne ye koda sore ya krata kase pa efri mampanyina tena ye apie dwa enne Ghana mampanyi na dan kwa kufu ado ene de wo hye soronko asanso aba biemu a wode tudwa akirem so obebia da wo ya aban anam sini e wo mpeso awodo bia so se wo ye minister wo ye deputy afa wo ye special aid e wo mampanyina tena ye na se vice president atena ye no hwe na aban ahyan awodo a woto se salon case land cruisers awodo a modadamu no woni ya wo fra konya so a wanka se ewe no ye ba bebo ne don kominte wo ba beto na wo de akofie wose nam se aban sakra ya abanchi no wose ye dijeje aso na nneoma so na bibia to me koyie nam so nti sa hye ne nyina no efre nyame ya dom a general obosom da to so miensa 3rd January na so wunia wo do wo hye akwakosi babiesie na won krata asem na nneoma hodo ye wo ho no wabu ho akonta pepepe ansa na wafra konya so wose wo beso ye bibia wa no sare ye behia wofra konya so adinbo bia ma mebata ne ho se wofra konya so no ena nneoma ekọ achewachew Express Group na ya kan for dia mo bibia sabusua wo ba se wo to kwan Canada US UK Holland Australia New Zealand Germany arasa wo don kwakodom wonum na wa ma won krata sam nyina atumi akoso adiama wo wase wo kwakosua de ayadwuma na wo kwakwaye scholarship bi na wonya ana wo pe visa na wo pese wo moboa ma won saka ayo Expresso Kuma so was a flip around about Accra. Can I shift first light 0249 000448 0249 000448 3 herbal center near 3 core capsules. Koko maseta draw tata shepa. Usisi ya dia ukoko wayem timuno. Nenyina be free wa umobato. Na fenso so wasansu watiesi wudademu. Wase kokwale na keba. Dan herba misti apedank. Ana fry 0546 107 107 0546 107 107 Anamizo ana 5G ba ye Christmas yi mo ye de abato ye 2 ye mo ye de sanse ano de papa ho no ma wonom sa de kora no a ya de bia ma mebɔ mpofiri mu hwɛ sɛ obɛkɔ ahwe overseas junction 21st clinic wonom ubenya ndoso pom no watu anasa fry 0246270221 0246270221 21st clinic warma body and sciatica wase sciatica na wato wasentinia atwewa ne mo hyehyewa mo twetwe wono hwese obekọ 21st warma branches ahodo bia woni adokotafo akodi nkomo na warma boa wo machine na wasagya ehwehwe ni padua mu a wobay no nyina papa de amao kuma se wo chef overseas junction wobay alpha radio wobo se council quarters Accra Dome Market Sunyane Nkranza Tachiman 0540 311 311 0540 311 311 Sompa chade kan for de amawo yese de wo don sam no de made na wo ayamu ana eyanwa entade empaboa sika ye bajere ye bada wasenso na hyano se resia ne nyanka so mo didi no mo menya emo seda ne mu nhira nyina woncha na bakode ama Ankranza Ghana Commercial Bank abonsan ne mu ye wo ho Sunyane Night Market kuma Syndrome Hotel ye be ho no mu a eye mobile money nsu a ye ho mane ni 0598 559 802 0598 559 802 Edino Electoral Media Nasa Blizzard Foster abushawo ne bibi onsa sese ano sompa yasesa wo de koda no so ewo mu a wo chini ya se won hyada huyen ase yagera ase yeni ho sese ya no risk na wo de koda ne biu sa scan ne bia mo banya ye papa pa bia ebekọ ye dia mawo sansa sompa ya ba no yesi ebe mo akachia pa ne asomo sompa so de aka ho Liberty Conference December edition no eba so live Jubilee Park honom na eba so nti ya no ahye no nso oman ne yodo ache won na ejira mo so nyame akwa nyame difo asem ti eda so no aye madanse ni ane ifre nwom wo ha no nso yi mu eba ko honom ajontofo ya to nsa afra wonom ye master Minister Kwame Jedu Minister Moses Okay afa Minister Kwaku Jesusi na Esther Nyameche wonom nyina eka ho bi edon ye memenda 21st December na ebasu enti ya no wahye no nso adiama ye memenda bai ne na wotwe anopa no nsia kere ne ahyase e wo Jubilee Park enti oso bra bia na obeye nhira pa nyina wasoe na ho tawo ye ba ne akatwi no ye repeto so
21st clinic aye sciatica expert sciatica no o nerves na wo to ase na fa wo siremu na fa wo nasia besi ase ho no se ho techima eno ene ye fa ne sciatica na etimi bubu oto ase ka wo se dwe wo sirem wo je ho ba bia enye na no na 21st clinic ba ye adwuma pa wo mu ye ntia basobo o magine wo Ghana ha ene amone enya sam ketua Womuji international awards ahodo womuji local awards ahodo na anu nso na womu be the only sciatica research and treatment center in Africa bibrim hano ebi ni baby a gise 21st clinic nkwa womuji ebibidro ene besa o yare no masa de machine aka ho eya yare sabia yare bia wotimi de ko ne mama de ba ko a womagidi womu pa no eye sciatica ena stroke nso de kwa diabetes ni hypertension ni ade Ghana ha ba bia wo mo ho 0540 311 311 0540 311 311 na 21st clinic wo mo ye sciatica expert.
Introducing Mixer 5G Sparkling Drink, a whole new refreshment in a can. Mixer 5G is a tasty non-alcoholic drink. It is a perfect companion for all your events, including parties, weddings, and funerals. It is made with green tea, ginseng, guarana, grapes, and grapefruit. Get refreshed with Mixer 5G Sparkling Drink. For bulk purchases, contact 0246 270 221. This advert is FDA approved.
Braka say aduaba won so a ne dwumadi wo nipadua biara pom den ene na brabo mu ne hianye pa enye prekese nko nuaba ne nhaban bi te se kwunsusu a abonwono ne dia akeka ho no kura enwenunu ahodo a ekọ animu yi ankasa prekese ne se nuaba yi binom ne akeka bobudi afa abefo kwan so a ye de ye prekese powder prekese powder siesi nipadua na abakwa ahodo no ho ban afri mpani yade ne yade ahodo pi ho fa enkodate de ma baako freduane anopa ne enwumre anafa enkodate de ma baako ewo ne nsuhie yeti anopa ne enwumre wobra wodidi awie ubenya prekese powder to Kingswalk Herbal ne Heroes Herbal Accra Okesi Drug Lane Deni Herbal Kumasi Mensa Takrade Mose Pharmacy ne Greenlight Pharmacy Sunyane Cash and Carry Supermarket Santoa Herbal ne Bibidro Depot Techiman Sewa Herbal Mampong Etufo mfre 0550 19 15 14 prekese powder aduane san yedro FD ahwehwe sankratu mu agiatum
Hey sewa me hu acho me nanu me bisa ekwa so kwa brochu
Kwaku afina mebeko menkrata krani
eni me ma connection man for den kofo sika aduane ne wanya otedi musa no
oh Express Group adornment akwanto ayefo opese oti kwan kosua dia Express Group do be call mind me to say Canada US Australia UK and Germany say e to ana say visiting so Express Group do be call Dubai Canada US Australia and Germany mo am pese mo ti kwan koye adwuma nso obetimi de wako Dubai Qatar and South Korea. If you also want to take international tests like SAT, IELTS, TOEFL, GRE, GMAT, they can help you pass easily. They can also help you secure a good job. Sompa Kumasi Asafule Baran about Accra so Omo Carnation First Light Tema Omo Community 18 Lashabi Girl Filling Station. For more Macho for ISO 055-555-0067 and 0249-000448.
Here in Ghana, when it comes to chicken, the good old days are back. Why? Because Boris Beef's Chicken, BBC, is here. Yep, give your family and loved ones Boris Beef's Chicken. Fresh, tasty, delicious. Boris Beef's Chicken is produced right here in Ghana by our cherished poultry farmers with support from the Ministry of Agric. Get whole frozen chicken, gizzard, chicken feet, chicken neck, and chicken liver for those special family meals, buffets, picnics, funerals, and all restaurants. Get Boris Beef's Chicken. It's halal, so everybody can enjoy wherever you are. Boris Beef's Farms hotline 05-444-444-53. Ask for our branch that is closest to you and come get your chicken. Boris Beef's Chicken, BBC, proudly a Fiakoko.
Oh, Mr. Entry, also ya titi mi ben fiepi na so ni yemu nyono da se me cho no ahodo amoto a me hunu hwea ebe ye nwanwa
ni se what also tamfo hexa capsules any hexa mixture yanum bom kutia also no bia ma no anom anka ne ho to no dadaada also dro de eno any hexa capsules any hexa mixture
akom ni nchiremu
also ye kura eto ye funu ene ensunu mu etuma wo ye funu ekeka wa wo gire ho a enyi also etumi ema wo ye cheko ebra wadidi awie somehow eye also there compare hexa capsules bom na ho abeto
pedro to a ko okanshi drug lane Kumasi Dani Herbal Takradi AA Mensa Anafre 02038228555 Approve about Tanya Wama on more friend for any more fra when you fear do you know enka ho Haxa capsules and in a mixture.
All Satan for FDA Aji Edwedian Kratui Atom.
Afinsiapa. Obo Herbal and Medical Research Center say, Wamamunina Afinsiapa. Dr. Obo say, Obrunya Chedia de Mo Bia. A Chedia Nuni, Ompeso Bia de Ariabasa for Fonase. Nisanti, a free 16 December, the 25th December. Obetimia Obo Herbal and Medical Research Center, Tanaya, a war Ghana have a Bia, Korisha Winnie Pedrema on your capre. Mitchell say, free. free. Into a zebra, non check your coma, or kidney will liver, new nipadria kwa can amount. So or share na ya dio moi, or best sama, wabra one you sikaka CBR. Now I see a 30% just a unchiesica to 3 days. So ya dibu also, now a kuan and kwa. For Brunya Teddy so, now Doctor one chain. Now one saw ya dear, a cow bobo bianso, or bet you with 30%. Sending Sumami BMO, set promotion and now Brunya Teddy. I shall say 16 December, the acquisition 21st December. Na ebako so ewo Boheba branches edi this way. Kaswa official town Oben JD restaurant. Enkransa owa Adesemain Edra Kwine so. Kumase obehunu wo Adwato Adumanu. Sunyane owa Zinko on immigration center ni de enumhwe. Tetiman Oben Kente Royal House. Open chemu abro me de nso a obetimi afọ Boheba ro number si so 0549 161 508 ni 0550 191 514 afe 0549 385 619 Obo Herbal and Medical Research Center Albibidro Casa.
December to remember. Masidani Erade. Masidani. Where annual Thanksgiving Liberty Conference. Omani ya wedu watch. Every Onyame namne so eye anwodini bebre. Otun start the fresh food for thought this year na. Any rumpa Onyame namne church so. Aye bibiama was say. Where eye Yasida Ikatu Liberty Conference December day. Ebeye Fanta Bruta. Yes, someone yakasa hun. Ye free David nyom. Oha ene son. Echichemu ba. Ye nyina ye kuchire ya sida. Ne dia koma ochiri ampom. Wamba se yadom. Ewo Jubilee Park. December busumen. Meda etoswa dionu ba. Eye memene da anopa no sia pepepepepe. Ya jom tufo ni ye maame Esther Nyameche. Moses Oki. Minister Kwaku Jesi. Mama Esther. Minister Kwame Jedu. The resident worshiper. Na sadam. Ye beyi wanyamia ya Mosresa ni abefia asafia. Ne pafo. The Liberty Conference when the church wo ewo afie mu na hye onyame nam na ye yesu wo beti wo bronsa wo bebro no amane di nkukuni ne nkaka akotena da braka wo betena wantumi ntia ne ka edani akire mu otutuka na onyame oye kachiafo no onam sa akwanya iso betia ye ho akanyina na hye ne so say we ye communion wine any breaking of bread direction Liberty Conference December edition. Oh glory, hallelujah.
Sompa TV, Emma Akitiapa.
I was here to here to and some so now back on table for you're some of Quabnadia to Jar Archrosa, Sebra Yamaria Dom, or mine economy and Assassin and Nasu Yipa. Yakasa Baba General having Chemo and so actually upon me new 7.2%. Yana no young crunch some, sir, or my ever media war home. Was no baba can be ama and nay, or my gun and your mother do one a sweat to me at Tibet say me and nay, Yantadia yasha and Nadia dino, Nina Asobati Amagana, Yawain high a free yamia doma fufra, ya baba simumu, or some of Quabina Brown and Central for Akasa, now church moya conamana baby aquacodruno, and so say and was say.
With a value of 48.2 billion Ghana cedis for the third quarter of 2024 relative to 45.0 billion Ghana cedis. Overall growth rate in GDP in the third quarter of 2024 stood at 7.2%. This indicates that between the third quarter of 2023 and the third quarter of 2024, Ghana's economy grew by 7.2%. In the case of 2023, that is comparing the third quarter of 2022 and the third quarter of 2023, the economy grew by 2.2%. So over these two time periods, that is between the third quarter of 2022 and the third quarter of 2023, which the economy grew by 2.2%, and the third quarter of 2023 and the third quarter of 2024, when the economy grew by 7.2%, we've seen a 5.0 percentage point difference between the year-on-year growth rate between 2022 and 2023 relative to 2023 and 2024, contributing at about a third, specifically 32.6%, and the agriculture sector contributing about a quarter, specifically 24.5%, indicating that GDP oil estimate in current terms for the third quarter of 2024 stood at 270 billion Ghana cedi.
Samuel anim no yete se wo cheche mu so ma Ghana economy no etumi apagya ne mu kakra kwa gyina ho nchemu anso akiri po no mienu 7.2%. Na special aid workforce nkokra Adamama mpanyi ya yeyi ne foforo ye John Dramani Mahama Ayobapa Joyce ba wa Montari no de atudwa atrose we electoral commission panyi pa ma mejemensa ma obi mpo nka nkyere no wo senko no a kasese wa sori akonya sokora na jawada ne akire adiama NDC amanyoko no sanse wono bra no te akonya so nyina no ma omafo nyina won se wo ya MPP ni ne nhyehyɛ ne nyoma nyina no kura ntiti ana kan wo bi ama ebra NDC amanyoko re di nkonimbo no na won pesa aba no oba bebo amagana fo ahunu bie no nam so te we wo kana bokɔ de akire no se ma mejemensa ya dawroma ebuo ne die kwan so sore ntam na NDC amanyoko no emetena so.
Look, I was thinking that the EC chairperson was going to resign yesterday. Yes, absolutely. Because we're in a secular state. And I mean, we spend all this time telling us what to do and what not to do. She trades everything, telling us that there was elections are out. And the press says they are about, look, my brother, they've been incompetent, to say the least. There are too many partisans there. They're all the arm twisting. When the will of the people is up against you, there's nothing you can do. Look at the level. Look. One of the reasons why we have these pockets of violence even is because it took too long for the EC to declare the results. We counted the presidential. By the time we all went to bed, we knew the new vanquished had actually been thrown in the towel. What were they doing? We also know that there are lots of impatient people out there, and what of it that displays your level of engagement or your level of efficiency. I give it only 2 hours. You deliver maybe 48 hours. It means you're up to task. And you've heard today many CSOs condemning the activities of the EC. So look at the amounts. Have you gone to cross-check the costs of all the ballot sheets that have been destroyed, bent because of mistakes, elementary mistakes? Thank God for our technical team. They did a yeoman's job by keeping that EC in check. By the way, I think that she should have. In her place, I learned that after that she said it is finished. It should be finished for her as well. Say left for elementary breaches, then she has no business being there.
I was aware of what for some code Mayora John Dramani Mahama Yayin for second Mampany or Bapa Joyce. Bawano, now Dr. Edward Omanaboma, where director of elections at Ma NDC Amanyokono, where you are two judges, none whatever to you a dreaded on so kane NDC Amanyokono, sir, and couldn't be a one much of fat. I have one more Diana Sabre and more never more so fat, none a bit more brepa. Now one more dear Sharan Kenyame. Said you're not NDC Amanyokono Vishano, Hormonsa Etumikanisa.
Who were trained specifically for handling the laptops, took them and went to sit in the constituencies to help the constituencies to collate. So even though we had very competent constituency election directors and deputies, and all our deputies are IT people, we still sent IT people to every constituency to go and assist with the collation. And in fact, initially we thought we were going to achieve 85% by 11:30 p.m. By 7 p.m., I knew we had won. Not that we had collated 85%. No, we had not collated. By 7 p.m., we had collated about 20,000. But there was an analytic aspect of it where we were calculating the variance for every polling station. Mahama 2020, Mahama 2024. Bawumia was serving, Akufo-Addo was serving as a proxy for Bawumia. So Bawumia 2024, Akufo-Addo 2020, if you subtract. So the global subtraction, by 7 p.m., Mahama was at plus 18%. Bawumia was like minus 19%. So we knew that the variance was in our favor. And for him to climb all the way from the negative to get to zero before he will be moving up, when we were at 20,000 polling stations and a little over that. And for JM to be dropping from his 18 plus 18% all the way till he gets to zero before he begins to record a deficit, we would have crossed the 40,000.
I was aware Dr. Edward Omanaboma no one another. I about to assort them NDC Amanyokoni, you so. Now then, 7 SC. Akosia Somo Akoko Veronica Jando Ya Grace Buzi, Reverend Michael Happy at Amunyana Mwase, Ora Santia Boa Benedict and some for Penny Mensua. Veteran Siano Medin, Akosia Ajewa Quadia Boating, and Kaboka Crow